Hello. How's everybody doing? Hey, Mayo. Hey, Crime Geek. Good to see you guys. I recently posted a Flora video. I know it's super short, but man, did it take me a long time to create. I'm not good at making videos, but I felt like it was important to do that for them. So I noticed that one of my slides in the video was missing. So I thought I would share that live now. And that way you can see the whole thing to where it kind of like, I don't know, it's not a big deal, but I figured I would show it anyway. It's disappointing that videos that are really just kind of directed towards the victims of real crime don't get hardly watched at all. It's sad. It's really sad. But I hope that you guys will go. I'm going to probably upload this one. I don't know. I might just leave it alone because that one's already out there. But please share that, like these 4 little girls, Keyara, Kionne, I mess up their names every time when I say them. Keyana, Keyara, Kerrielle, and Kionne. They're the focus of Flora Week. And I just wanted to make something that was just about them and the lives that they lived, and just to show you a glimpse into all of the memories that are now only past pictures. I think it's a sad reality, and it's a double-edged sword because we were talking about this earlier on LA Wilkes Thin Blue Line, about when a case isn't getting the attention that it deserves, that will put pressure on the powers that be to act. And that's kind of what's happened with Flora. And there's been a big push, especially here recently, and to change that. Fox 59, other different local stations have put out a lot of things that are shock and awe, that get your attention. And as long as those things are accurate and factual, it can really help to push the powers that be. It's a sad reality that sometimes that's exactly what it takes. How many cases have we seen that in? As soon as they get national or global news, all of a sudden the prosecutor's going to make it, they're going to indict, or law enforcement are making statements. We've seen it time and time again. And so with the Flora case, while, I mentioned in the video of like, people, they don't care about remembering the victims. The lowest views that I have across the board on the podcast and on YouTube are, and even the statistics will show that people fast forward through myself or the family talking about their loved one. The views are the lowest on my getting to know Shannon Paul, getting to know Ray Hanish, getting to know Nicole Bowen. All of those videos that are getting to know, just dedicated solely to the victims, they just don't get watched. And then likely the people that do view them are the people that love them in their life. And I think that's sad that happens, and it happens too frequently, and so many times we miss the forest for the trees. Like if it had not been for the arson, the fire that killed these 4 little girls in Flora, there wouldn't be any salacious details to share. There wouldn't be any conspiracies and corruption and cover-ups and blame thrown about like Halloween candy. There wouldn't be any of that. They are the true focus of this week and always. And the case is, there's very few, like, just not, if you don't look into the what's it called, the civil case that's happening right now, you don't really get a lot of there's not a lot. And I can remember when the first, I'm going to share that first so you'll see what I'm talking about. The first articles were being written about it. It's almost like the girls were a footnote to the heroes, in the police department, and literally the rest of the story, paragraph after paragraph, is about them. And don't get me wrong, like, I think what Drew Yoder did that day was heroic. Like, he really did bust his ass to try to do something. He was doing something. No one else was doing anything except for Drew Yoder. And then when I think it was Glenn Cola that came on the scene, and then you start to see, but then, that is a double-edged sword as well, because then the firefighters, when they arrived, and they had to rescue them, and so fires are, especially in rural areas, are up until you see the statistics for Carroll County and surrounding for right now. I mean, we are off the charts as far as child murders and arsons. It's pretty staggering. So it lets you know that there's an issue, but that's, there's all kinds of things that then it's just turned into who did what wrong and who's lying about what. And the focus is really kind of taken off of the victims of the actual crime and the family of the victims. There's so much politics and all different aspects that the Flora cases had to put up with, and that the families have had to put up with. And, someone set an intentional fire on November 21st of 2016. And all the rest of the details, I mean, are we going to solve it? Is the public going to solve the Flora fire that killed Keyara, Keyana, Kerrielle, and Kionne? Are we going to solve it? I doubt it. And there's so much focus on the fire department and what they did and didn't do, and the way that the fire was handled. And I get all that. I've talked to a fire chief privately. He was a fire chief in a different county for over 25 years. And it isn't a I'm still considering doing that interview with him, because it's a completely different take than what I have heard thus far. So it's a little bit not intimidating, but a little bit it's just something that I need to think through before I would go ahead and record or do a live interview. It is someone that I trust and someone that I know is a real straightforward guy, but it doesn't fit the narrative that we've been hearing. And I am just really struggling with why, there's been a lot of leaked documents, which I feel are a double-edged sword. They help get attention, but do they help the case to get a conviction? You know, you have attention versus conviction. And hell, I'd rather see a conviction. But then again, on the flip side of that, if no one's going to do anything and they just want it to kind of like fade away and like, let's not talk about it, then that's when the double-edged sword comes into play. But be that as it may, we do have a lot of leaked documents. We have autopsies, which are not autopsies. They're not. A coroner is an elected position. He is not a medical examiner. He is not licensed as a medical examiner or a pathologist whatsoever. So these 4 little girls did not even have, which I don't understand, accidental fire or not. And yes, someone with a degree, in the field of medicine has to sign off on anything a coroner does. But that the autopsies were done by a coroner, to me, is disturbing. That's just, huh? I don't understand that. You know, there's some things that in a small town, from what I have been told, them moving their they remove their bodies from the home into the front of the house and attempted to life-saving measures. And then their bodies were moved to the fire department. I do not think that is that big of a deal. I don't think it's that salacious. I think it is a common in rural communities. And it's also common that the average response time is like 13 minutes. And with these departments all being volunteer, you got to remember, like his son, he is a firefighter in one county, but he lives in another county. And in that other county, he is a volunteer firefighter because he's close. So, but he works in another county. And so when he is off, he volunteers for that county. So they have to literally drive there, get their gear, and then head out to the fire. There's just a lot of things like that. Like, that there's so many good channels that are covering this case in detail, every detail. Meowzedong is one. Thomas Frost, you know, Ruckus Rocks podcast. He's been doing quite a bit. Let's see, Coach Kev. I think Rick Snay. I'm trying to think of some of the more names. I know Sleuth has a show coming up tomorrow. Everybody should turn Sleuth Intuition. I think Deb has done some things, Deb's True Crime Notebook. I've listed a bunch of them in the creators that are participating in Flora Week, which is this week. And they're in the description of this video, along with a lot of other, you know, I wanted to make sure it was important to share Gaylin Rose, the mother of Keyara, Keyana, Kionne, and Kerrielle. I wanted to make sure that their mothers' interviews were shared. So all of the ones that I could find, there was 2 that are on media, like, you know, local media. And then Meow has at least 2 that she has done. One was just this weekend, and it was really good, and it was insightful. And the one that she did before was really good as well, and it was insightful. And those are the actual links to the videos for those are in the description. But I wanted to, I'm just going to read one of the very first articles that was written about the Flora fire that killed these 4 girls. Just to kind of show you what I'm talking about as far as like from the beginning, it's turned into the focus not being on them. And then it's just like switch topics. And then it was like now the whole Greeno lies that took over, and it was like, oh my gosh, the fire chief used the N-word, and I've never seen it. So because it's Greeno, I don't believe anything that I don't see, and that I can verify that he hasn't edited it. So then it turned into, that was kind of the focus. And then it was just uncovering all of the, homeowner ridiculousness, the fire chief, the fire inspector, the state, everything about it has just been, put first. All right, let me pull this article up. No. I thought I had it. Oh, here we go. Can you hear me okay? Such a delay, so I'm not going to start talking till I make sure everybody can hear me. Thank you, Jamie. Okay, an early morning fire Monday, November 21st in Flora claimed the lives of 4 sisters and sent their mother and 2 police officers to the hospital. The sisters are identified as Keyana Davis, age 11, Keyara Phillips, age 9, Kerrielle McDonald, age 7, and Kionne Welch, age 5. E911 was called at 3:35 a.m. to a 2-unit apartment building located at 103 East Columbia Street. When emergency personnel arrived, flames were visible, according to Flora Town Marshal Paul Redmond. The victim's family resides on the main level, which also includes an upstairs bedroom where the girls slept. They were in that bedroom. Officers and volunteer firefighters removed the girls who were not breathing from the residence, Redmond said. They worked hard to resuscitate them, but could not, he said. The victim's mother, Gaylin Rose, was airlifted to Eskenazi Hospital in Indianapolis for treatment. She remains hospitalized. Look at all that. Carroll County Sheriff Tobe Lesenby told the Comment Tuesday he has, quote, an air of optimism about the recovery outlook for Deputy Drew Yoder, 25, who ran into the burning house in an attempt to save the 4 young children and is recovering in a Fort Wayne hospital. The sheriff said, notice that the sheriff hasn't said anything. Yeah. Okay. The sheriff said Yoder suffered not only burns to his face and hands, but also lung damage. He said doctors are monitoring Yoder's condition, and the sheriff said he hopes for a speedy recovery. Flora police officer Josh Dissinger, I'm not sure, was transported to IU Health Arnett Hospital in Lafayette for treatment of smoke inhalation and was released Monday evening, Redmond said. Both Lesenby and Redmond had nothing but praise for the efforts of their officers. The Indiana State Fire Marshal, part of the Indiana Department of Homeland Security, with help from local agencies, has been investigating the cause of the fire. A release issued late Tuesday afternoon stated the fire originated in the kitchen, possibly behind the refrigerator, but the cause is undetermined due to the amount of damage to the building. So this is what they said first. This is what they said right off the bat. Again, notice the date. November 23rd. I lost my place. According to the release, quote, investigators couldn't find batteries in a smoke alarm on the second floor. The smoke alarm was in the upstairs hallway, which was exposed to extreme heat. The alarm was scorched and melted. The woman occupying the upstairs apartment escaped unharmed. The release stated that the smoke alarm in the second apartment was found to be working when crews responded to the fire. Her two children were not at home that night. The investigation is ongoing this morning, November 23rd, with forensic investigators trying to nail down the source and cause of the fire. Fire units from Delphi, Camden, Burlington, and Cutler also responded. According to Redmond, the fire was knocked down quickly. Also helping at the scene were the Carroll County Sheriff's Department, Indiana State Police, and other police units. Redmond said the victims were students of Carroll Elementary School. Carroll School's counselors are, as well as others from nearby school corporations and local ministry, were available at the school to help students and staff cope with the tragedy after school activities were canceled for Monday and Tuesday. The Rose family moved to Flora approximately 2 years ago to join their father and grandfather, Tracy Rose, who already resided in Flora. Funeral arrangements for the girls are pending. A savings account for the family has been established at Lafayette Bank and Trust. Donations are being accepted. A community prayer service to remember the family was held Tuesday evening in the Flora United Methodist Church. And then, I know you guys all saw him, but after they're just like, it's like before recently, because things have changed here recently. And I'm talking recently as in the last, 4 to 6 months recently. But before, when you would Google anything to do with this Flora Fire, you would get a story about Drew Yoder. Not that he doesn't deserve it. It's just that his he wouldn't have needed to be a hero if someone hadn't intentionally set a fire that killed these 4 little girls. So why they are not the focus, I don't know, other than that just get clicks. And that's just a really sad reality, Take a minute to say hi to the chat. I did not do that. I saw Mayo in here. Oh, yeah, we did talk about that. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. Hanlon's razor. That's a good one. Along with Occam's razor and Hickham's dicum. As the world turns, they still operate the same way, guarantee. Hey, Jill. Hey, Frank. Hey, Kibbity. Bird Lady Speaks. How are you? Crime Geek. Jinx. Lisa. Lake. Esty. Monica. Hello. Hey, Grandma Sherry. Hey, Digger Dave. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Digger. Hey, Angel Bear. Hey, Jerry Rocks and Lipsha. Good to see you guys share. Glad you made it. Dre. 4 pit bulls and the toy hauler across America. Hello. Hey, Thomas. How are you doing? I can confirm we are all making noise in Flora. They aren't happy about it either. I saw some of your live you did earlier. Yeah. Yeah. I'm all about taking a trip there and posting and asking businesses to post some flyers. I think that should be a no-brainer. They were all over Delphi for years. Why are they not in every business window and front desk or whatnot in Flora? and surrounding. Thought it was used and it made me physically sick for... was stupid. I wanted to get you my research, but I didn't really compile it in a code. Then I came upon something that I did tip in. Good. By the Monday morning quarterback and not focusing on the arson. Yeah. You know, and that's the thing with, I know they're out there and I'm definitely not going to show them, even though they're not actual autopsy reports. They contradict each other because they were changed. But it's like, oh, well, because it was an accident, like they didn't even take certain types of samples from the girls because it literally says on it, was like, it wasn't needed. It was an accidental. So, and then, that's then all of a sudden it wasn't accidental. And I know I have heard Gaylin and I've heard Meow speak for Gaylin saying that they really believed it was accidental, and so it's just like even those types of details and discrepancies, so that's why it's just like, what do we know? We know that on November 21st of 2016, this fire took the lives of Keyara, Keyana, Kerrielle, and Kionne. That's what we know, And it's really sad that it is not, there are conferences. There's no media updates from law enforcement. They haven't even been going on. They won't even go on record. And the attempts to get interviews with Yoder, who was first on the scene, denied. Carter, it says strange things, like they're waiting on a puzzle. It was very cryptic. What his responses have been, but I really do urge you to go and check out all of the creators that are listed in this video's description, and just type in do hashtag Flora Week. What's it called, Thomas? Is it Flora Week, Flora 4 Week? Like, what is the main hashtag that's being used? Jinx, you probably know. Yeah, Jamie, online pressure works. Hey, Chris. Yes, please hit the like. Please hit the subscribe and the share. Hey, James. Hey, Chaotic Beauty. Hey, Fluzzy Bee. Hey, JQ. Yeah, the JQ, so Mrs. Patty did appraise this house well, I've showed it on past lives, but I'll pull it up again. East. No. This is the property record report for 103 East Columbia Street. The house is attached to the report, as well as the layout though it is incomplete. You can see right here, this is January of 2016, okay? So the fire happened in November of 2016. This house was appraised at $44,200, okay? In 2017, January 1st of 2017, it is still appraised at $44,200. In 2018, it's appraised at $44,600. In 2019, $44,600. And then in 2020, it's $13,600. And then in 2021, it goes down to $14,100. And then in 2022, it's at $15,100. There is no $400,000 appraisal for this house, period. It's all right here. Do I have the document that says that it was Becky? No. But Gaylin has recently, and the links are in the description for Meowzedong's channel. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. But the links are in the description to go to where Gaylin speaks to the fact that yes, Becky did come to do this appraisal. And as you can see, this is a normal appraisal amount for the condition of this home. There is nothing nefarious going on. Yeah, see, now this one is still, you know, like pretty steady. So the land is $7,900 of the assessment. The structures is so this the old assessment versus the new one is $8,500. So that's a total of $16,400. I don't know how. I'm sure that if you went down to Miss Duff's, the assessor, the county assessor, you could pull up all the ones probably going, you know, as far back as you want. But yeah, there's just nothing really, you know, there's been things with Birch Tree. You know, it used to be Birch Tree is the owner of the property, the house, and that used to be so you see transfers here. So they had change of ownership. It's a quick claim deed. So it's just basically just like from, it looks like probably a father, and to Troy Helderman and Joshua Ayers. And they are Birch Tree Holdings. So they just created an LLC for themselves. And their wives also own properties together as well. But they own a lot in the area, and they were the owners of the apartment that Gaylin rented from them. And there's really just, you know, nothing outstanding about it. Nothing, just trying to find where. This is the house on Beacon. Columbia Street. They do own. Birch Tree Holdings owns the 105 East Columbia. The fire department is right around here, I believe. Somewhere in this. It's not very far. Might be a little bit farther. And then a lot of the houses, even the friend that was staying, that had visited Gaylin, lived just literally, you know, right around, I think it was like right around in here at that time. So, and then the boyfriend lived right over here, in here, one of these properties. So definitely not that property. But it's basically like this whole, this is a mobile home park, and he lived kind of towards the back of it. And boyfriend, I'm using the word very, you know, we use that word loosely. But that's just kind of to show you the area. I keep losing my pins due to my computer crashing all the time. It's got me very frustrated. But yeah, here, so you know, there's they're like where, I guess, their headquarters. I don't know. They own a hardware store and other places. So here's the fire department, and here, oh, there's Greeno's studio that he used to have. It's still on here too. So here's the fire. This is another home they own. I believe this one is too. I'm kind of trepidatious. Yeah, this is Troy Helderman. This a home there. Just different things of just like where certain things are, you know, just to get a feel for, you know, like if you look at Flora as a whole here, really this fire took place like right in the center of Flora. I found a FBI, like they, you know, they profiles. Well, I think it was through the DOJ that I found it, but they had released a, it's a profile of arsonists in particular. And I think it's pretty interesting. I'm going to have to read that one day. I think you guys will like it. Y'all know how I love to read, but I'm going to show the video that I made. I'm gonna pull it up and stop sharing my screen real quick. Hey, Brad. Thank you for the super. Where is it? I lost it. Thank you, Jinx. I really appreciate it. Meowzedong has a community page that has a post with creators tags with Flora Week. I think it's hashtag Flora4 and hashtag Flora911. Okay. Hey, Real Gypsy Soul. Thanks for being here. Yeah. I don't know. Hey, Aspen. Good to see ya. Hey, Kathy. Was sold by her to, wow. Eesh. Yeah. Ah, interesting. Yeah, it really is. It's really, yeah, it's quite, oh, my camera's like all womper jawed or something. Okay, I'm gonna this is a video that I already released. It's really not meant to piss anybody off. It's literally just meant to focus on the four girls. And I've stated earlier in this live that I get it. I've had to do it, with I've seen it in other cases that are not getting any attention. And but the line I say in there, it's a double-edged sword, and it's one that you can, if it offends you, wasn't really my intent. Um, if it doesn't, then, you understand what I meant. So I'm just going to show that video now. Hmm. Did I download it? Hey, Deb. Hey, Diamond Eyes. Good to see you. Wait, I have to turn off echo, don't I? So that you can hear it. This is so weird. It used to not do this. Something changed with setting it up, and now you have to do that before you can like hear an audio. And I'm gonna. Oh, geez. age 7. Age 7. Keyana Keyana Latrice Davis, age 11. Keyara Janelle Phillips, age 9. Kerrielle Danielle McDonald, age 7. Kionne Precious Welch, age 5. They are the Flora Focus. We say the Flora 4, the Flora Fire, and occasionally we hear their names or say their names. I am guilty. There has not been much coverage that solely focuses on their life. There never is. Why? Because people do not care. They care about every salacious detail, and the wilder the better. Throw in corruption, conspiracies, cover-ups, and blaming everyone and their brother, and now you have something people pay attention to. The life and the life that they will never get to have is a footnote. Who they are, who loves them, and misses them every day is lost in the chaos of seeking justice. But what does that even mean? I don't know. But I do know they absolutely deserve to be alive today. But they're not. And the person who killed them has not been held accountable. They need to be held accountable. These 4 girls are owed that. Law enforcement has told us very little, as they should. We do know that on November 21st, 2016, someone intentionally set a fire that killed 4 children in Flora, Indiana. Their names are Keyana, Keyara, Kerrielle, and Kionne. Say their names, type their names, share their names. Focus on them. Please open the description of this video and click on the links to hear straight from Gaylin Rose, the mother of Keyana, Keyara, Kerrielle, and Kionne. All she has left is memories, her pictures and videos, a memorial bench, and gravestones. It's unimaginable. Please get to know Gaylin and her beautiful girls who are the focus this week and always. If you have any information, please contact authorities at 1-800-382-4628 or write to P.O. Box 80132, Indianapolis, Indiana 46280. Remember, you do not have to give your name. Oh, yeah. Hopefully everyone could hear that, see that. Sorry. Yeah, they were such beautiful little girls, and I don't want to like share someone else's video, but that's why I made it a point to put all of the interviews with their mother in the chat. There's 2 from Meow, and Kathy is in those as well. And then there's 2 from local media that you should check out for sure. Sorry, I've got all these messages. Just want to make sure nothing was that needed to be done. But yeah. So I'll probably go live later in the week, maybe do that arson profile. And I really haven't watched. I've watched the ones that Ruckus has done. I haven't really watched other than the 2 from Meow, but I know that she does have a lot. Just and Thomas has done a lot, and he's like the boots on the ground guy now. So yeah, there is really zero need for Greeno. And even with this case, like he's tainted it. He just taints everything he touches because of his lying. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know that it took me all day I think I started on Saturday. I wrote like the script and stuff, and then it took me all day on Sunday to do that, which is ridiculous because it was only like 3 minutes. I don't know I'm just not good at all of that. I've been able to use Canva. I've used Power Director or one of those other ones before, and I couldn't even figure out how to put music to it. I was going to have something playing in the background because what I should have, but you can't with YouTube. You have to use theirs. Yeah, exactly, Kathy. He's never needed ever again. And and here he is. What was it just on over the weekend? He threw that pity party for himself that he's going to be gone. And we're all like throwing parties, excited about that. No. Guess where he's going to be tomorrow? He's already got it up, live, boots on the ground, the guy that's claims to be from Delphi, but never lived in Delphi, that guy. Yeah. So, that was just a ploy to get you to feel sorry for him and to get your money, just like I said. He's just ridiculous. So, yeah, me too, Kathy. I really hope that, that's where he really deserves to be. I'm not sure why he was even let out early. There's a lot that I've been finding out in this past week that we're probably going to go live with a couple different people are wanting to go live with the newest stuff about Greeno. So there's that. And then again, I'm going to try to keep doing something little each day, whether it's creating a community post. And then I think I'm going to go, wait, what's today? Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. And then I think probably Friday, I'll try to put something together as far as some of the stuff that I found on Flora that, just not really anything Flora related. Because like I said, there's so many channels that have covered it in depth. And there is a Reddit. I wish I had the link to the Reddit, but I don't have it on my computer. There is a Reddit. I think it's called, let me look. I'll mess it up. Yeah, Flora 4. Lots of great stuff on there. I'm just not good at Reddit at all. So, but yeah, it's called Flora 4. And then that is not linked in the description, but the groups, and I'm sorry if there's a group that like people don't like. I looked through them and I saw like certain posts and I was like, okay, I think this okay. One is called Gaylin's Angels and the Flora Angels, and those links for those Facebooks are in the description. And I need the fund, the fundraiser. I think I forgot to put that in there. So that was a complete oversight on my part. But yeah, there, just like think about it, I mean, the strength to stay alive. If I lost all of my children, I don't think I could do it. But I did hear Gaylin say, like, if I wasn't still alive, then who would fight for them? Like, who would tell their story? And yeah, that is very sad. And the fact that, Anna said it so well. And whenever Anna speaks, like, it's always Anna Williams, Abigail Williams' mother. Like, it is always just so straight to the point and perfectly stated. And I'm just, these 4 girls didn't just lose their life that day. Like, they lost their future that day. And so did their parents. They lost every graduation, every learning how to drive, first day of, middle school, winning one of those cheerleading competitions, graduating high school, going off to college, getting married, grandbabies, great grandbabies, all gone. So they lost their life, and the life that they had is all that the mother has for the rest of her life. And every day she has to try to just survive. Like, I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I really don't. I really don't think that I could do it. It's just so I can't imagine that type of pain. I can remember when my daughter was first being diagnosed, the average life expectancy of someone with her syndrome is like 43. And, I'm getting ready to turn 45 right now. And I feel like I've just, like, lived half a life, and like, so, but the thought of me outliving my child was so painful to even think about. And but my children are still alive. Your children are still alive, most of us that are here. And we can empathize, but can we really sympathize with Gaylin? I don't ever want to. And I guarantee you she never wanted to. No one wants to be in their shoes, victim's family. No one wants to be a murder victim's loved one. That is not a role that anyone wants. That is not a, it can happen to anyone. And I do not blame, I can't stand, the blame game, and I'm not going to play it. And just how hard it must be for these families to interact with the public and the media and law enforcement and the judicial system. I can't imagine how hard that is. That's just not something that like I said, nobody wants to be in their shoes. But unfortunately, they're the shoes that she has to wear for the rest of her life, and that is devastating. That's devastating. And I hope that we can focus on her beautiful girls. I did hear her tell Kathy that she was gonna try to go on if anyone wanted to have her on, and I would gladly do that. I just don't like to burden families with being like having like some kind of an obligation just because you asked. Like, I usually only have families on when they reach out to me, just out of respect for them and not wanting to like hassle them, but there isn't a need for it because it's on Meow, she's already done that, and it's on Meow's channel and in the description. And so they're like I started this whole thing with, and I've gone on for an hour. On November 21st of 2016, 4 beautiful girls, Keyana, Keyara, Kerrielle, and Kionne, lost their life. And they shouldn't have. They should be alive today. Point blank period. They should be alive today, but they're not, because someone intentionally set a fire to their house and they died in that fire. And I hope things move, and I hope that this week really gives a push. I hope that the powers that be start paying attention and start a press release would be great. Just anything, a press release update, just anything would be great. So that is the end of the Flora 4 portion of this live. Oh, really? Wow. That's sad. That's sad. And that's our fault. That's my fault. This case was one where I did not cover it. Not because I didn't follow it, because I did. It was because of, again, y'all know my family is like lives all up in that area. And, now I know that the person was not involved, but how horrific, and that's why I didn't cover Delphi either. How horrific would it be if you are a true crime creator covering a case that your family participated in? That would be such a slap in the face to the families of that have lost their loved ones to these horrific murders, and so I chose to, I didn't want to do that. I thought that would just be horrible. I mean, can you imagine? Just, and everything, I turn in everything. There isn't anything that I know that I haven't shared with law enforcement. My DNA is in GEDmatch. I've been starting to be more vocal about these things because more details are coming out, and it is looking like like you're talking, not my immediate, but my extended family are not involved. So therefore, I feel like I can talk about them without having to worry about it coming out that a relative of mine was involved, and here I am covering it. I just think that would be so cruel to do to families. And that's why I've kept my mouth shut publicly about Flora and Delphi until, in the last year or so. But I finally got confirmation that I had the wrong person. They have the same name, but there's 2 of them. So the one I do not know at all. And so that gives me some confidence in starting to really dig into Flora and cover Flora and talk about Flora. And I hope you understand that. I hope that Gaylin understands that. It would just, I just think that would be so horrendous. Okay, so we have some Garrett Kurtz. Y'all know he has been charged with the murder of Ray Hanish, and he's also been charged with theft of an automobile and theft. So he had a hearing today, which he was not at. It was just, but Cher and Miss Dottie, and I'm not sure who else they attended. And so I talked to Cher a little earlier. Hi, Cher. She's right here. And she informed me that it was basically that it was a hearing to see if they were going to appoint a special prosecutor. And the answer is no. So prosecutor Mark Delgado is going to be the one that would potentially try this case, and he is going to see it through its adjudication in the White County courts. And the also, you know, I think his name is Cody Spear. Let me just double check that name. Is his but his attorney is basically like he can't afford his attorney, and he's not a public defender. So they decided to hire him, and Garrett is obviously he can't afford a lawyer. So they decided to appoint Cody Spear. Yeah, his name is Cody Spear as his my gosh, this is the second time that's happened to me where public defender, where I forget that term, public defender. And Garrett is at the Pendleton Correctional Facility here in Indiana. It is a state prison for the murder of Nicole Bowen in 2019, and he will be there. He got a 55 or 50 year sentence for the murder of Nicole. So he will be, we should start to be seeing transport orders in his case file on my case. But as of right now, it's his jury trial. A hearing has been scheduled for August 17th of 2023 at 9 a.m. And yeah, so man, they got on it today. They got all of this info right in there. So yeah, it's already in here. The hearing was rescheduled, so the trial was rescheduled, and now there is a hearing on August 17th of 2023 at 9 a.m. And the jury trial has been canceled. So it's just a pre-trial conference on August 17th. And his, I can never get this word out, indigent counsel is appointed at county expense. Yay for them. And it is Cody Spears, who was his attorney in a lot of his other cases. So I don't know if there's like a family connection there, or they just kind of all hired the same one, or maybe there's just not a lot to choose from. That could definitely be it. But yes, so that's really all we have. And the GoFundMe is in the link. Thank you all who have shared. It is up to $1,910. And that is awesome. Yeah. Well, no, I'm sorry. I grabbed the wrong one. This is the older one that, I mean, you can donate to it too. But it's not the newest one. If I can find it. I don't even, it's mine. Like, oh, some days. Oh, of course. Hold on just a second, guys. Okay. Now I have it. So this is the one that I set up for the family, just to help them attend all of the court hearings. You got to remember they don't live very close to White County, Indiana. Roxy lives in North Carolina. Miss Dottie lives, I think it's a couple hours away, and I think Cher is also a couple hours away. And we all see what's been unfolding in hearings and this and that, and it's important for them to be there, and they want to be there. And I think this is a great thing that we can help them do. So I hope that you will all, share, send them, if everybody just did $5, how many people are in the chat? Probably not many, because it's not a big, huge topic. Yeah, there's 23 of us, so if we all did $5, like how great would that be? And if everybody that watches back just donated a little bit, every little bit, when you add it all together, it makes a big difference for people. And definitely support families instead of Greeno. That's for sure. But yeah, donate to that. And I want to make sure, I had some witch of a woman make a comment on, I should call her out by name. I think her name was Pamela, who wrote on one of my things when I was sharing this GoFundMe and questioning my integrity as to if the funds go to me or not. And I would like to tell her she can F the ride off. But she was doing it in a passive aggressive, like calling you out way. And Cher had to see that. And that's what really pissed me off. And that's what pisses me off about Greeno and his little witch there that wrote that comment on his behalf. How dare you? How dare you? But no, I'm not like Greeno, and that's why I did a GoFundMe. And because in GoFundMe, you can send a link to the person that you're wanting to get the funds. They fill it out, they put in their banking information, and all of the funds raised in this GoFundMe go straight to Miss Dottie. They don't change hands. I don't see the money. It's not linked to my account. I'm just the person that set it up on their behalf to help them. I am not the beneficiary in any way. And I hope that you take notice of that when there's other ones, especially if they're on GoFundMe or the like. They shouldn't be going to a creator when they can simply go straight into the family's bank account. So just something to be aware of. If in the future you see that a creator has started a GoFundMe, I don't know of any that have. But if a creator starts a GoFundMe and it is in their name and they're the beneficiary of said GoFundMe that is set up to say help, a family, be real leery of that, especially on GoFundMe, because that can be set up right in the family's name. And just in general, ask. It is not rude for you to ask where your money is going. Especially if, like, during a live, you have donated to me getting a new computer, and it is not out of your, it is not disrespectful for you to ask how, was my money spent on that, whatever it may be. It is not rude to ask that, or to ask for proof of that. If you're simply giving, a super chat because you like the content, or you're, thanking them for the research and the time, that's different. You don't get to demand things in return for that. But if you're donating for a certain cause, it is totally acceptable for you to make sure that your money is going to where it should go. And that's a sad reality that I even have to say that out loud. Well, thank you, Lisa. Thank you. But yeah, it's hey, Cammie. Hey, Professor Pug. They really have, Diamond Eyes. They've gone through too much. Too much. I try my hardest to be. I try, Share. Thank you, Cammie. Thank you. Yeah, me too, Lisa. Me too. Does anybody have any questions for me before we head out of here? Yeah, right. That would blow minds over and over again. Me too. Me too. Hey, GP. How you doing? Unless anybody has any questions for me, I think I'm all done. Hit the like, hit the subscribe and share. It really does help. If you can't, donate like any channel, it's really easy just to like it and to sub to that person and to, share it on your social media, or, share it to a friend like, hey, I think, send a text message. Hey, I think you might like this, check it out. It really makes a big difference. And, yeah. Oh, thank you, GP. Thank you. Thank you, Hybrid. I appreciate that. I really do. Love you, Mel. Appreciate you always. Thank you. It's very nice of you. And I really do. Like, I have a whole playlist. If you go to my channel and you scroll down to where it says playlists, and there is I think it's called Series of Unfortunate Events. It's Ray Hanish and Nicole Bowen, and it is the podcast. That's where I did all of the research that I've been talking about that I need to digitize. But in those episodes is everything that you need to know about Garrett Kurtz, Ashley Garth, Talitha Beckley, Jasmine Parker, Christopher Mathis. I hate that I remember all of the delinquents' names. And the case, and please watch the Getting to Know Ray Hanish episode. Hearing from literally, I was like, I'm gonna have to turn some people down. Like, I can't edit this much. I can't, like, because an interview, you do a phone interview with someone, and then you have to break that up into usable pieces to add to a 45-minute podcast. And it was so, like, this is how much people loved Ray. Like, there were friends, there were ex-boyfriends, all his family, like a niece, all kinds of people that were willing to speak to the character of Ray Hanish. And I had that episode is full of really, and a really beautifully written, I think her name is Monica, or it might be Roxanne. I can't remember if Roxy wrote it or if it was Monica, but they wrote something for me to read, and it is beautiful. It is so perfectly stated. It's wonderful. And the whole getting to know Ray was, because that's where you really, like, this whole why is that important on a judicial, in a courtroom? Why is it important, the character of a victim, especially with the Ray Hanish case? Like, It's important. It is important. It's so, so important because so many people can, so, you know, you get before this happened with my friend before it was turned over to a plea deal to my friend's killer. There was a character assassination of my friend, and it was sickening. And then there was a list of people that were going to be testifying in court as to her good character, to refute all of the lies that was coming from the defense. And hearing who these people were, you know, and the Nicole Bowen, hearing the heartbreak in Cheryl's voice and all that she's had to go through, and Ginger, and just so much you can glean from that as to the victim and the victimology. And no one likes to watch them. The same with the Flora girls, you know, like, it's sad. But I'll tell you who doesn't find it to be sad is a defense attorney. You know, like, they find it to be sad if they can find a bunch of stuff that speaks to the good character of the murder victim, because that really kind of, you know, what are they going to do from there? They have to have a strategy, you know, and it's looking like I'm going to take a wild stab at it and say that Garrett Kurtz's strategy, if it goes to trial, is going to be to do the exact thing that I'm talking about. A character assassination of Ray, even though, I mean, I don't think they got much better than Ray. And then I think that he is going to try to claim, you know, accident. And I really, I think it's, you know, and how hurtful is that for the family to have to see. But I know it means a lot, and it took a lot for Gaylin to talk to Meow and Kathy. I know that it drained her. I know it because of talking with Cheryl and Miss Dottie and Miss Allen, Charles's mother, Miss Haley, Nakota's mother, Larry. I haven't done an interview with him on you know, but I talked to him in person and or over the phone, and it is absolutely draining. Ashley's father, you know, like so many, Olivia's aunt. It is exhausting. It is mentally and physically exhausting for them to do that. And for people to take advantage of their vulnerability pisses me off like no other. And just like they are sharing their loved one with you and giving you a glimpse into who you're fighting for justice for. You know, that's why I said, like, what does that even mean? You know, when you don't even care about the actual person that you're fighting for justice for, like, huh? But yeah, like, it is important. It is important to honor their life and not just their death and all of the chaos that surrounds seeking justice. Oh, thank you, Lipsha. Thank you. And thank you, Professor Pug. So much more, Mel. Let's keep it going. Even $2 helps. Even every little bit helps. Yeah. And definitely hit that, hit the GoFundMe for Ray. And this is how great, like, his family is. They're like, well, we're giving you some of that. Well, share, like, we're giving you some of that money so that you can travel here. And I'm like, absolutely not. Like, they will not be able to force me. Like, I will get mean about it. They're not giving me a dime of that money. But that's just how big their hearts are, you know, and how giving they are, and how, you know, much they give, and just the character of what great people they are, you know. And so definitely I'm trying to find it. I'm gonna show it again. And I don't know. Everybody else can pin things, and I don't know how. I start it. I don't know what that even means. But go back and hit that GoFundMe and donate straight to them today. You know, like, I appreciate the donations to me. I really do. But like, I think that's, you know, like, to be able to take some of the stress off of them as far as like what the cost of travel, like that would mean the world to me. Yeah, I know. Yep. Oh, yeah, we knew he wasn't going to be gone. Yep. Yeah, we knew he wasn't going to be gone. He's just a liar. Always has been, probably always will be, you know. There's some depravities that you just can't be fixed, you know. And in my opinion, I've never said anything else, just in my opinion, I think he's a psychopath, and you can't change psychopathy. There are things that he could do, and he is held accountable for his actions because makes knowing choices. And he should be held accountable for his bad choices, and he's made a shit ton of them. And, you know, but that's not what's going to happen. There's probably going to be, Thomas is going to be out there. Looks like Andrew says he's going to be out there. Other people that don't have that aren't Greeno are going to be out there, and everybody's going to tune in to stupid Greeno, you know. It's disgusting. But here's the guy that was gonna, you know, boo-hoo, I'm leaving. And, you know, not a week later, here he is, gonna go live coverage out for the Kagan Klein sentencing. And I'm sure he'll make a big to-do out of it. And he'll probably push him over 1,000. You know, that's all he wants. That's literally all he wants. That's why he threw that pity party for himself. He wants to be monetized. He wants to make money. You heard him literally say in the audio I played, like, I'm not making any money. You know, well, get a forking job, dude. Like, get a job, get a real job. And, you know, if he's not even passionate about videography anymore, then why is he going live tomorrow? He's a liar. That's why. Like, wake up. Yeah. Oh, he has? Good. I'm glad you're going to be there. He has really been bashing the hell out of this channel. I mean, I consider it a honor to be bashed by Greeno. If Greeno is bashing you, you are probably doing something right. Your channel's probably doing something right, and you're probably doing something right. So let him bash away. He'll just bash away. But yeah, I knew that was going to happen. It, you know, it's not rocket science. I'm not a psychic. It's just the pattern. You know, once you can pick up on a grifter's pattern and a serial domestic abuser's pattern, then you know why they're doing what they're doing. You know why they're doing what they're doing. So therefore, you can predict with, you know, a good amount of certainty why they're doing. If you know why they're doing what they're doing, then you know what they want. And so it's not a psychic ability or anything crazy. It's just being able to use just basic deduction, because you know the profile of con men and domestic abusers. If you know those profiles, then their patterns are really easy to map out. And it makes you look like you do know the future. Yeah, you really do. Yeah, and, my skin is super thick, like, I only get mad when, like, I got pissed off when, Greeno's little, um, I don't know what you call him, like, grandma simp. I don't even know if I'm using that word right, but like his mother figures, because he's always got to have a mother figure. Usually, always has to have a girlfriend. He has to have a male creator that can give him that has a good reputation. He'll try to hook on to any creator that has a good reputation in hopes to bolster his. But what ends up happening is he ends up ruining their good reputation, and sometimes unawares. And that's something that, you got to kind of always be on the lookout for, because I've seen a lot of good creators that, had to learn the hard way. Um, and their reputation got marred in the process of it, because now it's like he's hooked, like with poor Can't Stop Won't Stop. Like that whole everything that they did is now marred, and because of Greeno and their reputation, and as far as like the whole March for Justice movement that they had going, because he was involved, and it just has, just stay away from him, is all I can say, but it's not going to happen. I don't know why. I think it's like some kind of weird hybristophilia. Like there should be like a subcategory under hybristophilia for the people that just cling to Greeno with their whole body, like their hands, their feet. They just hug him tightly. And it's got to be some kind of form of a subcategory of hybristophilia. I'm telling you, has to be. Hybristophilia is basically attraction to criminals. So like especially incarcerated criminals. But yeah, like, well, he is a criminal, so there's, hybristophilia does fit, but it's like I'm talking more of like a subcategory of like online, especially women. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm not going. I'm not going to that because Greeno is that. Or see the kids on the playground where they're like right in your face. Like they're like this close to your face and they're like, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. That's Greeno. And so I was nervous about going today, even though I ended up with a freaking flat tire that I'm going to have to replace a whole damn tire tomorrow. I'm so pissed. Freaking so mad. So whenever you get like you have a vacation or you get ahead a little bit, do you guys like, is it like it's a thing? I've talked to other people about like everything breaks. You're just like, really? Like, ah, I digress. But yeah, so I won't be going because I don't have a tire, but I wouldn't go because he's that I'm not touching you kid on the playground. Like he did with Chaotic and Who's Your Cold Cases, poking at them, went right up to him with the camera, waiting for them to react. He did that to Kyra Boeing's boyfriend, and then when he did react, it scared Greeno and he started yelling, cops, cops. He's coming after me. Like literally in the middle of the street. Like he's going at this guy with his camera, filming him and his family out on the sidewalk in Flora. And when he gets up, which Greeno like egged him on to do, then he starts screaming for the cops, because he's a big puss is what he is. It's crazy. Yeah. When you going to come visit me? I can. Let me know. Yeah, she really is. Yeah, she's a nightmare. She has been, and her comments, like I have to, like they think I'm like stupid. Of course I block my name. Hello. But yeah, I'll get all of these that don't make it to the comments. And I would, if they didn't put my name in it, I don't give a shit what they say about me. I usually just, even if they're held for review, I share those as long as they don't dox me in them. But yeah, like I legit do not care. And it kind of makes me happy that, Greeno, is bashing my channel because, that means that I'm doing something right. And hopefully all of those people will, maybe they'll start out by like, just like curiosity killed the cat type deal. But then maybe they'll come over here and they'll learn what a piece of shit he is. And they'll be saved from the likes of his destruction and the destructive path that he leaves behind. And yeah, that we should have some new Greeno videos probably coming out. Let's see. I'm hoping maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I think I'm going to be on Sleuth Intuition tomorrow night. So I think he said 8. We're going to be talking about McFadden and the Oklahoma 6, the 6 victims of McFadden. That case is crazy. It is crazy. If you haven't seen it yet, wait till we're going to go live. I believe he said 8 tomorrow night. I'm hoping to be able to make it by 8. I think I get off work at 7:30. So it's going to be pushing it, but he'll probably start the show out. And I told him I'd join him. So that should be a good one. Sleuth's super cool. So sub to his channel. His link to his channel is in the description of this video, because he's going to also be covering Flora tomorrow with Meow, I believe. What is the hoodie you are wearing? Is that your merch? No, it's not. I don't have any merch. I wouldn't have. I don't have the sliced clue how to make merch. And I really don't think. I mean, what am I going to put on it? Like, who's going to buy it? I don't know. But no, I did make this sweatshirt though. I sure did. It's from the tie-dye lab. So I tie-dyed it myself. Yeah, Cami, it's so crazy. Yeah, hybrid. It's such a doozy. And it is just like, wow, that house. Yikes. But yeah, so that's probably tomorrow night. With my work schedule, I doubt I'll be able to get the Greeno one in because I would love to do that when he goes live, but I think I'm going to be at work. So probably Friday, maybe Saturday afternoon. But I'll have, I have some potential guests that are going to join me to talk about Greeno's shenanigans. Of the YouTuber that's supposed to be gone because he doesn't find it fun anymore. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you later.